academic references. Um, some of the departments, if you've been out of school for 5 years or more, will accept one academic reference and one professional. But again, that's largely up to the departments. So that would be something that you would want to double check beforehand. So the way it works is on your application, you would insert the name and the email of the person who's acting as your reference. They would be sent an email from McMaster University on your behalf, asking to rank you in a variety of areas, which I'll talk about that in a little bit. But just a few tips for that. Find someone who you worked closely with in an academic sense. So this might be a professor, someone you did research with, a TA, anything like that. Give them a heads up, let them know that you would like them to be your referee. Maybe give them an outline of the program, let them know what you're applying to. You might want to share your statement of interest, your academic CV with them, just so that they can give you a quality reference through the lens of the program you're applying for. But don't procrastinate, give them lots of time to create a strong recommendation for you. That way they don't feel rushed, because this is due by the application deadline as well too. And then keep an eye on the application portal as well too, on one sense, just so you know when they've done their recommendation in case you need to give them a little bit of a nudge to do it, but also so that you can send a thank you afterwards for taking the time to complete a reference for you. So like I said, your references will be sent essentially a quiz on your abilities. So it'll ask them to rank you in areas like your intellectual ability, your communication skills, your teachability, flexibility, adaptability, things like that. There is the option for your referee to add a separate reference letter if they want to. There's a section for them to add additional comments, but that's optional for them. So you may be asked to complete a language proficiency test. Here are some common exams that we accept. I will say, just because I've heard Duolingo be mentioned a few times, unfortunately, we do not accept Duolingo as a test at the Faculty of Engineering. I'm not sure about McMaster University as a whole, but we do accept these tests that are here. That being said, if your previous instruction was in English and that is documented on your transcripts, you do not need to submit an English language proficiency test. Okay, so that was all the application. For a research-based program, you need to secure a supervisor as well in order to receive an offer of admission. However, you do not need to have a supervisor before you submit your application. When you submit your application, it becomes visible to all faculty members in the Faculty of Engineering. They then have the opportunity to go through, read your application, and decide if they would like to work with you or not. However, leaving it at that is kind of a passive approach. We do recommend that students do still make personal connections with supervisors that they're interested in working with. So at this QR code here, you're able to scan and it'll bring up a page of all of the faculty within engineering, all of the work that they're doing, as well as their contact information. And we recommend reaching out to them directly via email. So in that email, you can include your academic CV again, your statement of interest, and highlight your experience, education, achievements, and connect those two documents to their program, their team, and highlight your potential for success working with them. And again, it's just an opportunity for you to describe your research interests and your motivation, why you want to work with them, and again, why do you think you're a good fit for the team and for that supervisor. And again, an offer of admission is made only if a faculty member is willing to accept you to join their team or for them to oversee your research. So Although it's not directly a part of the application, it is something that you need to do in order to receive an offer of admission. So I know that was a lot of information. It's going to be a lot of information across the board tonight. But if you do have any questions, I will be hanging around until the end of the webinar. But also, if you want to send us an email at enggrad@mcmaster.ca, myself and my other team of recruitment officers within the faculty do man that inbox, and we're more than happy to answer your questions or pass them off to someone else in the university if we don't know the answer.
Okay, thank you very much, Gwen, for this interesting presentation. I'm sure we will have many McMaster prospective applicants after they win the scholarship from Senacit. Well, and then we give the floor to our colleague from the University of Ottawa, David Marquez.
Yes, it's me.
Thank you.
Just let me present.
Sure.
Just give me a second.
Sure, we can see your presentation now.
Perfect. Well, today I'm going to talk a little bit about U Ottawa. I know there is a lot of information today, so I will try to summarize some of the information, and then if you have more questions, I can answer those questions at the end of the presentation of the event, or we can get in touch. You will have the email where you can write U Ottawa, and we are going to be more than happy to help you. As they said, my name is David or David Marquez. I'm the U Ottawa rep for Latin America and the Caribbean. And well, just to give you the reference where U Ottawa is, we are in the province of Ontario. I love saying that we are one bridge away from Quebec, from the city of Gatineau. And this is because we are probably 20 to 25 minutes away walking from the main campus. And if you want to have more reference on the distance by driving from other cities, for example, I can say that we are 5 hours away from Toronto driving, or 8 hours away from New York driving. We are 2 hours away from Montreal driving too. So we are right here. We are in the heart of capitals of Canada's capital. Also at U Ottawa, there are more than 48,000 students, and the 22% of them are international students. Okay, so we have 41,000 for undergraduate students and 7,000 for graduate students. We are one of the top 10 universities in Canada, and also we are part of the U15, which means that we do research, and also, of course, you're going to do research, and you can get some scholarships because of research. We are a bilingual university, but it doesn't mean that you must know both languages. You can apply in English, or you can apply in French, or you can combine both languages. And that's going to be beautiful because you will be able to learn the other language if you don't speak it, right? So, and also if any of you speak French, you can, and if the master you're applying to is in French, you can apply it, and then you can get a scholarship because you speak French. So the scholarship for French depends on the faculty, but it can go from 5,000 to 11,000 per term. Okay, and of course, if you apply in English, your diploma is going to be issued in English. If you do it in French, then it's going to be in French. And this is the campus. As you can see, this is U Ottawa. We are really close to Portman, to Centertown, to the Rideau Canal, and Gatineau. This is the city that I told you. Unfortunately, here, oh yeah, we can see the bridge, so we are really close. If you walk from main campus to Gatineau, it's another city where some of our students live. So it can take you up to 25 or 30 minutes, maybe if you love walking and enjoying the view. Also, we are 5 to 10 minutes away from Byward Market, where you can find different restaurants and different things to do. And also, we are 1 block away from Sandy Hill, and Sandy Hill is a place where you can find housing too. Or if you prefer, you can live in our residences. We have 11 residences and 4 types of them. So I will explain that later. So this is the main campus, okay? So your faculty is going to be here. As you can see, it's quite big. We have 9 faculties, and well, this is U Ottawa, right? So it's really really big. Also, why to choose Ottawa? Because we have more tech companies. Also, we have the second largest concentration of scientists in something called Canada North. So it's like the second Silicon Valley of North America. And of course, we have more engineers, scientists, and PhD students than in any other city, and we are 44 bilingual. But again, it doesn't mean that you need to speak both languages. You can speak English everywhere, and that's perfectly fine. Of course, you're going to find everything in a bilingual mode. I mean, English and French. And as I told you, that is the beautiful experience because you will be able to learn another language. Those are the faculties. I know, well, I'm just presenting them for you to have the reference of the faculties that we have. Of course, there are certain programs that you're going to be applying, but just for you to have the reference, we have the Faculty of Arts, Management, the Faculty of Social Science, Health Science, and the Faculty of Engineering. And also, we have the Faculty of Law, Faculty of Education, and the Faculty of Medicine. And of course, we have our Office of Graduate Studies. So this is really important. This Office of Graduate Studies is really important because they are going to be the ones emailing you, requiring extra information if they need extra information, or if you need information for a certain program, or if there is something missing that you don't know how to find or how to do it, then those are going to be the right contacts most of the time. Of course, if you don't know how to reach out to them, then you can contact me and I will help you with that. Now, talking about admissions and scholarships. So, uh, if you are going to apply to a master's, you need to apply first through UAC, which is the Ontario Universities Application Center. Here, you're going to put all of your academic background, and then in 5 business days, you're going to receive an account for UOZone. UOZone is the academic platform for everything at U Ottawa. There, you're going to be able to apply to scholarships, to make payments, and also to enroll to courses. So that platform is very, very important. And there also, you will have to upload all the documents that are going to be required for the program you are applying to. Now, those are the basic requirements, the general requirements. So for example, if you're applying to a master, then the average that you will need is a 70% calculated from your final 20 classes of your bachelor degree. And if you're applying to a PhD, then of course you need to have finished your master's, and then they are going to require you to have the 75% average calculated from your final 10 classes of master's, plus other specific requirements. Now, again, when the time comes, I can help you to find those specific requirements because some of the programs will require you to have at least 2 recommendation letters. In this sense, they are going to ask you for the contact information of your referees, so you Ottawa can contact them and can ask some questions for them to say that of course you're well qualified, etc. It depends on the faculty, okay, and the program. Also, they're going to require your curriculum, your resume, and also the type of language test. There are the faculties at the graduate level do not accept, unfortunately, Duolingo. So the exams that they will accept are TOEFL and IELTS. Okay, so one of them, and it depends again on the program. So I recommend you that before applying to a program, you maybe contact me, or you can go and find the specific requirements to see if the program you want to apply to requires a TOEFL and what are the minimum scores, or an IELTS. Okay, so that is really, really important. And also, they are going to require your transcripts in English, of course, and probably any other extra information that the faculty will need. So you're going to be able to see all of these lists on UOZone. As I told you, that platform is going to be very important. Once you complete all the information, then the faculty can start your evaluation. Okay, they will start evaluating your program, and it depends on the program. It can take some weeks. Okay, so if in a couple of weeks you do not hear anything from the faculty, then here it is very important for you to start doing follow up with the faculty just to check if everything's okay or if there is any information missing. Again, I can help you with that step, so we can. I mean, we can have a good flow of communication. And well, those are the exams that I was telling you before. TOEFL and IELTS, we have to pay attention on the type of exam that they will require, because it depends on the program. They will require certain score. Okay, so that is very important to bear in mind. I know that well, the tuition fees are going to be a bit different for Ottawa. So well, again, I can help you through Silvana to review this cost of this investment. But also, I want to mention some of the scholarships that you will be able to find. We have graduate scholarships. Of course, you can apply to one of those. Could be the Ontario Graduate Scholarship, Vineyard Graduate Scholarship just for PhD, the Ontario Tourism Scholarship, or MyTech Scholarship. Also, we have other scholarships at U Ottawa that you can find, and they are really generous. Also, you can find scholarships from each faculty. Okay, so those can vary, and if you are eligible for a scholarship, they will let you know at the very beginning. Okay, so when you receive your offer, of admission, then there you will be able to see if the faculty or the university is granting you a scholarship or not. And if not, then you can go to UOZone and then start applying to scholarships. Or even if you receive one, you can accumulate them so you can go and find or apply to another scholarship if you want to. Why U Ottawa? Well, because we have something that is called co-op. You can also do international exchange, even as you're going to be an international student. Well, you can also do international exchanges. Of course, you're going to do research. You can do volunteering. You can be part of the French immersion, and you can find support. Okay. So how about co-op? How does it work? Well, co-op basically is to give you 2 terms of internship that is going to be paid. Again, here we have to be careful on the program that you're choosing to review if it has the co-op program, okay? If it does, then you can apply since the very beginning, or during the first year of studies, you're going to receive extra information to know what is the path to apply to co-op. Now, I love this program because you can do your co-op or your cooperative education, your internships paid. You can travel to another country, or you can move around Canada, or you can do it in the Canada North. Do you remember that I told you this at the beginning, that we have the largest concentration in North America? Well, it is the Canada North. This is a general map. There are, of course, many more companies. So here, if the program is eligible for co-op, then you can maybe apply to one of those companies. Also, the Canada North goes to the university to do recruitment fairs for students to go and do their co-op there. Also, as I told you, we have 11 residences for different styles. You can find the traditional one, you can find the traditional plus, which everyone has their own bathroom, but well, of course, you're going to share the water clothes. Or also you can find a suite or a studio, so or an apartment. Okay, you can rent this for 8 months to 24. Sorry, to 1 year, of course. And well, the prices are different. Again, I can help you to find that information on our website, so you can start making the best decisions. Or if you say, well, no, David, I prefer living outside campus, then we also have that service that is off campus housing. You can contact the office and they can help you to find a place. It could be in Sandy Hill, or maybe give you the right information to live in Gatineau, which is the city that I told you that is really close to the university. Well, we have sports and recreation. We have Olympic sized swimming pools. We have 2 skating rinks. For those that love skating, ice skating, well, you can do it here, or you can wait until winter, right? And do some of the activities that you will find during that season. Also, we have dance studios, we have gyms, we have the fitness center, and also we have more than 120 events on campus. This is because Ottawa, it's a multicultural university, and well, we love sharing culture. We love sharing different types of events, and of course, you're going to find them all around the year. And well, I know I was I wanted to do this a bit fast, so because I understand that we're having lots of information. So here, feel free, please, to scan these QRs, or you can email me to explore@uottawa.ca, and I will be more than happy to help you, for you to make the best decision. And of course, when the time comes, when you get the scholarship and then start applying, well, I will be there to support you. So thank you very much. Thank you very much for paying attention to this quick presentation.
Okay, thank you very much, David. I'm sure there will be several candidates, applicants, prospective applicants to Ottawa U. Myself, I am alumna from Ottawa.
Wow.
And yeah, I'm glad to having heard this information that I remember so cheerful. Okay, and
Yes.
then thank you very much. And then our next member, the University of Waterloo representative, Julie, is going to share with us important information as well.
Okay, let me just share my screen.
Yay, thank you. And we are receiving already lots of questions in our chat. We'll reply to them shortly. Okay, yeah, we can see your
You've got
screen,
that?
your
Okay,
presentation.
perfect.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I'm very happy to be able to chat with you all today. My name is Julie Macmillan. I am the Associate Director of Graduate Admissions, part of Graduate Studies and Postdoctoral Affairs within the University of Waterloo. So where are we located? You've seen lots of different parts of Canada already today. So we are in the province of Ontario. We are more in the southwestern area. We're about an hour and a half outside of Toronto, in the city of Waterloo. I have to use a little caveat. Traffic can be a little bit heavy on the 401. So if you're driving, depending on where you're going and what's happening, it can often take a little bit longer. So in 1957, a group of business leaders decided they wanted to integrate both academic and research excellence along with work integrated learning, or co-op. And so they created what is now the University of Waterloo. And we continue to see students or prospective students such as yourself be drawn to what Waterloo has to offer. And we're happy to see that spirit of innovation continue. Just a few facts and figures shared on the slide. I'll probably skip through some of this just in the essence of time as well. So we do have 6 faculties within the University of Waterloo. We have 13 faculty-based schools that you see here. We're very lucky. We have the School of Optometry and Vision Science. That is Canada's largest and only English-speaking optometry training program. We have the School of Pharmacy, which is Canada's only co-op driven pharmacy program. And we have the David R. Sheraton School of Computer Science, which is Maclean's #1 computer science program. We have about 190 programs that are across each of these faculties. In addition to our faculties, we have 4 affiliated and federated institutions that are connected with Waterloo, and those include Conrad Grebel University College, Renison University College, St. Jerome's University, and United College. We have very high achieving students and faculty. You can see some of the numbers here for research chairs and different awards of excellence. We are very proud of our Nobel laureate, Donna Strickland, who won the Nobel Prize in Physics in 2018. Just a little bit about student experience. We have clubs, we have various co-op programs as well. We have exchange programs. We've talked a little bit about that with various other folks as well. So you can either have an inbound or an outbound exchange, which is great. We do have some varsity teams. We have recreation space, and we also have recreation and wellness programs. Looking at the research capabilities within Waterloo, we are and have been noted as the #1 comprehensive research university for 17 years in a row. There's Donna Strickland again, our Nobel laureate. We are especially proud of our creator owns IP policy. So it's essentially you made it, you own it, which grants students and researchers ownership of their work. We believe it is the engine for driving the success of research-based innovations and maybe the most entrepreneurial IP policy within North America. We have about 34% of our research partnership funding coming from both government and private sector contracts. That is important in how the university is funded. We have about 700 or so research and teaching labs and over 4,000 grad student researchers. So it's important, the students that we are able to have join us at Waterloo who take part in the various work that goes on our campus. These are just some of the centers and institutes that are available at Waterloo. Many of these have university-wide collaborative programs. So the Water Institute, Nanotechnology, and the Institute for Quantum Computing, they all have masters and some doctoral programs that are collaborative across. So there's basically a component such as water, nano, or IQC tied to that program. So we are a very entrepreneurial institution. I've talked a little bit about different things. We are very proud of Velocity. We have many supports for our entrepreneurship through programming, through other funding, and the ability for students to look at how they might want to create their own startup or take some of the work that they've begun at Waterloo and turn that into a new career. Again, just a little bit about what happens in terms of that entrepreneurial culture. Again, I mentioned entrepreneurship is managed from curriculum all the way through to startups. In our Conrad School of Entrepreneurship and Business, which is attached to our Faculty of Engineering, they offer several programs that are specific to that entrepreneurial flavor. We have Watco, which is our commercialization office, the Grebel Peace Incubator, the Greenhouse at United College, which actually offers funding opportunities and competitions. We have the Problem Lab, Velocity, and our Indigenous Entrepreneurship Program. Our innovation arena is now open. This is our new home for Velocity. It's in Kitchener's Innovation District and is actually situated on our health sciences campus. So it's anchored by Velocity. And this just allows that streamlining for the commercialization pathways for business, the fast track delivery of health technologies, and is driving Canada's next wave of economic growth. We're very proud of what we are able to do in terms of social change on campus. These are just a few things that are happening. A great quote by our co-founder and first president, Gerald Hagee. We have an Indigenous student tuition waiver. We have our Black Studies diploma program, and we have 360 plus researchers and 800 plus courses that are exploring UN Sustainable Development Goals. Our campus community is quite large. So we have over 42,000 students enrolled as of fall 2024. Of those, about 6,000 or so are graduate students. We have our 1,000 acre main campus in Waterloo, and then we have our 3 satellite campuses. So in Kitchener, we've chatted already a little bit about the School of Pharmacy. In Cambridge, we have our School of Architecture. And in Stratford, we have the Stratford School of Interaction Design and Business. Waterloo is home to an incredible community of people with diverse backgrounds, abilities, and interests. We have safe on and off campus housing. We have an office that is able to support you through our housing journey. This year, we were able to offer guaranteed housing to new incoming PhD students. It's a pilot project for us, so we're grateful to be able to be working with our colleagues in housing. Waterloo is a very student-centric city. We have 2 universities, one of which is Waterloo, and a college. So it is definitely a robust and ever exciting. There's never a dull moment around here. We're also very committed to creating a safe and inclusive space for everyone. We have accessibility services on campus that can help with permanent or temporary disabilities. They can work with you to ensure you have accommodations in place at the application stage, as well as while you're in program. I'm not going to play this video, but if you wanted to take a virtual tour, this is a former PhD student who has since graduated and gone on, but if you scan the QR code, you'll be able to access this video and be able to watch the tour. So we are a very global community. 42% of our graduate population is international, and of that we are very proud. We have alumni, 253,000 plus alumni in 157 countries. So down to the meat of it. This is another video if you're interested. This is just a little bit about finding your graduate program at Waterloo. We recognize that it's not a one size fits all, and there's no, flipping through that glossy brochure or even visiting our websites doesn't always help you figure out exactly what you want to do. So we've put together a little video that might help, just understanding what you want to achieve, the impacts you hope to have, where you see yourself as you move through your program, both professionally and personally, as well as what your skills and background are. All of those will contribute to the program that you end up in. So what does it take to get into Waterloo? Essentially, for both master's and doctoral admissions, the university has established minimum guidelines. So we're already able to say 75% overall standing, either in the last 2 years or overall, depending if you are coming in with domestic or international credentials. And with the doctoral admissions, they're looking at that 75% overall standing or equivalent in your previous degree. So for our students from Panama, we would be looking at about an 85% average coming into either master's or doctoral. So this is what we have set as the university minimums. Some of our programs will have set higher or additional requirements. So it is important to take a look at the specific program page. Everything will be laid out for you there, including and not limited to application deadlines, program contacts, etc. So ELP is required when you are coming into Waterloo. I've listed the 2 most common tests, so the TOEFL IBT and the IELTS. We have 3 bands of scores, so depending on the program of interest, you will find that the scores that you're required to provide might be different. As well as these, we also accept the Cambridge English test, the CALE, and the PTE. EFAS is our English for Academic Success program. It's offered through Renison English Language Institute, and it has 4 levels ranging from low intermediate to advanced. And so you could use that as part of your Senaseat scholarship funding to take that year in English studies if you wanted to improve or had to improve your test scores. And again, this information is also included on the program page. So depending on the program of interest, you would be able to pop over there and have a look. When you are applying, we too typically have a fixed application deadline. Most of our programs have a February 1st deadline for fall. And but we do acknowledge that some of our programs have a rolling admission. So you may be able to start in winter or fall as well. I've included a link here to our online application. You have access to complete the online application. Once you have submitted that, you will be on a student applicant portal, and that will allow you to track where you are in the application process. It also provides you with additional information, contact information for your programs, etc. When you are trying to find a supervisor, this is the biggest piece of really being able to submit your application. So I think as some of my colleagues have mentioned, program specific at Waterloo, you may or may not have to have a supervisor already lined up. So an example would be in our biology programs. They do want you to have already made a connection with a faculty member and have that prospective supervisor confirmed. Many programs, however, are happy for you to indicate on the application that you have up to 3 potential supervisors that you would like to work with. They will happily share your application with those folks. If something comes of that and you were able to find a connection, then great. If not, they would turn around and share your application with remaining faculty members that matched your area of interest. So that's always handy. You can find lots of information on our faculty members' profiles on their departmental web pages. From there too, you can link off to various research groups. And you can see other students that these faculty members are working with. So you'll be able to see both publications from the faculty members and the students. Might also give you other contacts if you're interested in chatting with students who might have been working with them as well. And here are some contacts. So the grad admissions at UWaterloo email, that is an account that I access along with my team. And so we're happy to support and answer any questions. We are always happy to work alongside CALDO and support our incoming students through the various funding agencies that they work with and that we work with. So I will just leave the slide here, and that concludes my presentation for today. So thanks very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Julie. I'm sure there are lots of people interested in applying to Waterloo after they are awarded Senaseat scholarship, of course, with this funding. And podemos pasar quizás con nuestro colega de Senaseat, que nos puede hablar un poco sobre la convocatoria actualmente abierta. No sé si
Claro, aquí
Luis...
estoy. ¿Cómo
Ah, ya,
estás?
ya, ¿qué
Solamente
tal, Luis?
déjame compartir
Sí,
para ver
ya,
cómo me va
muy
esta
bien.
vez. Ajá. Ok.
Sí, ahí estamos, bueno, recién está cargando, pero vemos que va a
¿Me estás
compartir.
viendo?
Sí, ya estamos viendo.
¿Estás viendo la
información.
presentación?
Sí, ya podemos verla.
Ok, dime algo. ¿La ves ahí también?
Sí, la presentación, sí, la estamos viendo.
Completa. Esta que
Sí,
estoy pasando,
completa.
¿verdad?
Sí, pantalla completa.
Perfecto. De un lado tengo el modo de administrador y el otro. Entonces no quería estar como que.
Ah, ok.
Ok.
Ahí comienza.
Buenas tardes. Buenas tardes y muchas gracias. Primero a Silvana por toda la preparación que ha hecho con este webinar, muy importante porque evacúa todas las dudas y trata de eso, ¿no? De presentarnos actores con los postulantes. Ok. Lo que nos trae esta tarde es la maestría doctorado en áreas específicas del conocimiento, Canadá 2025, que como sabes es un programa desarrollado entre socios estratégicos que buscan fortalecer más el núcleo de la ciencia, la tecnología y la innovación en Panamá, a través de las becas que da la universidad, las diferentes universidades que pueden aspirar en Canadá. La maestría de doctorado tiene como fecha de la apertura de la convocatoria el 21 de mayo del 2025, este año, y el plazo final de entrega de documentos es el 24 de julio del 2025 hasta las 3 p.m., hora exacta. A esa hora nosotros cerramos con los que hayan presentado y los que no, bueno. Pero estamos ahí, ¿no? Dirigido a personas de nacionalidad panameña con grado de licenciatura, interesados en obtener un título de maestría o que posean un diplomado de maestría, preferiblemente en investigación, y que deseen adquirir un título doctoral en las áreas establecidas por las universidades miembros del Consorcio CALDO en Canadá. Importante es dirigido a, porque se hacen muchas preguntas al respecto. Primero, ¿puedo pasar de licenciatura a doctorado? ¿Puedo hacer doctorado directo? O sea, la dinámica es que quienes tengan un grado de licenciatura vayan a un grado de maestría, o si tienes un diplomado de maestría, vayas hacia, en este caso en investigación, vayas hacia un título doctoral en las áreas que te establecen las universidades. Creo que habían preguntado por ahí cuáles son, digamos, las áreas de estudio más importantes para nosotros en Senacid. Nosotros cumplimos con el desarrollo de un plan estratégico que tiene a su vez el objetivo de desarrollar el sistema de ciencia, tecnología e innovación en Panamá. Entonces, ese plan estratégico se desarrolla a través de las diferentes estrategias para lograr los objetivos en las áreas que maneja Senacid. Y en este caso vamos directamente al desarrollo de ese factor humano que nos hace falta para desarrollar ciencia y tecnología e innovación en Panamá. Entonces, esas son las áreas que más nos interesan con este tipo de desarrollos de maestrías y demás, y doctorados. Ya dije, está dirigida, importante, personas de nacionalidad panameña, deseosas de obtener ya sea un grado de maestría o un grado de doctorado. El objetivo es formar el recurso humano con competencias especializadas para la investigación e innovación que fortalezcan las áreas prioritarias y productivas del país. Esas son las áreas de las que he hablado hace un rato, sobre las áreas que están contempladas en un plan estratégico que nos permitan avanzar hacia nuestro objetivo en los próximos 5 años. Importante, el programa prevé un ciclo completo de formación y aprendizaje del idioma inglés o francés por un periodo hasta de 1 año. Tenemos que establecer un antes y un después. Veo que hay muchas preguntas y siempre se nos cuestionan sobre, en este caso estaba escuchando ahorita el examen de Duolingo. El examen de Duolingo es antes, el después es cuando ya hemos hecho las selecciones y demás. Entonces, a eso se refiere el programa que cuando prevé un ciclo completo de formación y aprendizaje, es ya una vez hayan sido seleccionados o hayan concluido y tengan el acceso al beneficio de la beca. Mientras tanto, tenemos que trabajar en lo que necesitamos presentar antes del cierre de la convocatoria. Y ese cierre se da con el examen de Duolingo, que nos va a permitir ver cuál es el nivel de inglés que trae el aspirante o postulante a las becas. La maestría o doctorado debe guardar estrecha relación con los estudios previos que usted ha hecho. O sea, tenemos que, en concordancia con todo lo que necesitamos desarrollar, tenemos que venir con un empuje que sea igual. O sea, debe tener una relación estrecha. De ser beneficiado entonces con la beca de este programa, ustedes pueden contar con 2 codeudores. Eso es para aspectos financieros y que exige el IFARU en Panamá y nosotros tenemos que hacerlo válido. Tenemos que siempre recordarlo. Y eso es para los postulantes en nuestro país. Tenemos que tener 2 codeudores con capacidad financiera por el hecho de los incumplimientos y demás. La duración de las becas, hasta 4 años, o de un acuerdo a un plan de estudio más el ciclo del idioma. Entonces, ya hablamos de 2 años para maestría, hasta 4 años para doctorado. O depende del plan de estudio más el año del idioma. Cada aspirante debe incluir entonces 3 sugerencias de universidades de la lista que ofrezcan doctorados en el área de estudio escogida y el nombre del programa. Nosotros hacemos, y todo está en el anuncio de convocatoria, está claro cuáles son los requisitos para nosotros entonces obtener esa lista de universidades. El monto de la beca, Senacid, y IFARU dan las becas de este programa con una asignación anual de hasta 60.000 balboas y con una asignación total que no exceda la suma de 250.000 balboas. Eso quiere decir que nosotros tenemos que trabajar muy bien con nuestros tiempos y demás para poder lograr nuestros objetivos on time, en el tiempo que hemos definido y se nos ha aprobado. Este es el mapa de los requisitos, el diagrama de flujo de los requisitos. Les exhorto a los postulantes que vayan ahorita les voy a enseñar cómo se accede a la página web de SEDANCID y entren y vean los requisitos. Cualquier duda, cualquier interrogante que tengan, ahí abajo hay un correo electrónico que nos pueden dirigir a Silvana o a nosotros acá en Panamá, al personal de Caldo, quienes también están pendientes de eso, o a nosotros en Panamá, o me hacen una llamada a Senacid, y entonces los coordinadores encargados del plan o de la maestría del Consorcio CALDO con Senacid son los que les van a contestar entonces todas sus interrogantes. Eso de ser seleccionado, una vez ya pasamos de lo que pasaba antes, todo el previo que teníamos que llegar hasta el cierre de la convocatoria. De ahí en adelante empieza el proceso que nosotros hacemos. Tengo una consulta sobre el proceso de selección de los candidatos. El proceso de selección de los candidatos está bien definido en el reglamento, y el reglamento es parte de lo que está colgado en la página web de Senacid. Ahorita van a ver más o menos todo lo que tengo yo ahí para que ustedes puedan explorar y puedan leer y puedan nutrirse para preparar su postulación. Importante que los documentos que no estén en idioma español deban ser traducidos por un traductor público autorizado. Los créditos y diplomas deben autenticarse en el IFARU. Los resultados del TOEFL y el ELTS o cualquier otro examen aceptado por la Universidad Canadiense tienen que hacerlo evidente, tienen que mostrarlo. Si realizaron y culminaron estudios en Estados Unidos o Canadá, no necesitan presentarlo, pero eso entonces viene contra los papeles que los acrediten como tal. La aceptación de la universidad de acuerdo a las carreras listadas en esta convocatoria, previo cumplimiento de lo que exigido a la universidad y programa al que se postula. Todo eso deben presentarlo. Deben presentar los documentos que no están en español, traducidos por un traductor público autorizado, los créditos y diplomas autenticados en el IFARU, el resultado del TOEFL, una vez que ya ustedes sepan que hayan sido seleccionados. ¿Cómo se les indica? Una vez ustedes entregan los documentos, pasan un proceso de revisión preliminar y se les asigna un código. Ese es el código que ustedes van a tener y así se les va a estar comunicando posteriormente en todas las etapas del proceso. Cubre la beca, la matrícula, por supuesto, el estipendio para manutención personal y alojamiento, alimentación, transporte local y servicios básicos. Apoyo a los gastos de instalación el primer año, apoyo para bibliografía, esto es muy importante, siempre nos preguntan los libros y demás, los libros van dentro de la beca, el gasto de seguros obligatorio, según aplique, el viaje de ida y vuelta al lugar de destino, donde van a tomar, en este caso, Canadá, y la formación del idioma inglés o francés hasta un año, si el programa de estudio lo requiera. En este caso, sí se le dan un ciclo para que logren los niveles que tienen que exigen las diferentes universidades en Canadá. Ok, entonces, ¿cómo aplicar? Importante. Ustedes entran a la página web de Senacid, que es esta parte de aquí, ustedes van a encontrar senacid.gov.pa. En ese caso van a donde dice convocatorias, ahí está el calendario de las convocatorias que están abiertas, las becas internacionales, que es donde vemos este tipo de becas que son para doctorados o maestrías de doctorado, y el tema de inserción de becarios. Ese es un tema muy interesante porque una vez que regresan al país, nosotros hacemos constantemente diferentes convocatorias para insertar a los becarios que vienen de fuera, en este caso maestrías o doctorados, para que estén dentro de de las áreas que nosotros queremos que ellos se desarrollen. Ok. Cuando van ustedes a becas internacionales van a encontrar un banner como esto y van a encontrar las diferentes maestrías que están abiertas. Si ustedes ven, dice ver todas, abiertas, en trámite y cerradas. En nuestro caso, ver todas, y vamos directo a las que están abiertas o las vemos todas, y vamos en este caso a la maestría de doctorado en el área específica del conocimiento, Canadá 2025. Una vez que estamos ahí, le damos clic, nos aparecen todos los requisitos, nos aparece la duración que ya les dije, dirigida a la duración que tiene una duración de hasta 2 años para maestrías de investigación o de acuerdo con el plan de estudio más el ciclo del idioma. Para doctorado vamos a tener una duración de hasta 4 años con el plan de estudio más el ciclo del idioma. Entonces, una vez que vamos y vemos todo lo que es dirigida, objetivo, duración, montos, tenemos los requisitos. Los requisitos básicamente están contemplados dentro de los diferentes documentos que nosotros hemos puesto acá. El anuncio es muy importante. Déjame ver a ver si puedo verlo. No, bueno, terminamos mejor y si hay alguna pregunta vamos conversando sobre esto. Eso es lo que ustedes deben de tener claro de cómo se debe manejar. En el anuncio están todos los requisitos. Además de eso tenemos los pasos a seguir, que es un desarrollo paso a paso del punto número 2, que es el anuncio. El proceso de selección, recuerden que el proceso de selección de los postulantes va a estar dentro del reglamento. Y los demás son diferentes documentos que se nos exige a nosotros, de manera que nosotros tenemos que manejar para ser más transparente nuestra gestión ante ustedes. Este es el afiche que van a encontrar. También van a encontrar maestría. Al día de hoy tenemos maestría doctorada en área específica del conocimiento, Canadá 2025, y al día de hoy tenemos 41 días para que cierre nuestra convocatoria. Entonces son las diferentes direcciones y los correos de consulta donde ustedes pueden encontrarme y escribirme para cualquier consulta o interrogante adicional. No sé, Silvana, si tienes alguna consulta o vamos cómo procedemos aquí.
Muy bien, sí. Sí, podemos leer yo procedo a leer las consultas. Por ejemplo, en Senacit, una que yo veo muy recurrente, Luis, es cuando dicen si
Déjame
pueden
salir, ¿sí?
participar si pueden participar en la convocatoria, pero todavía están haciendo su programa. Por ejemplo, quieren participar en o sea, querrían postular para doctorado, pero recién están terminando su maestría. ¿Cómo es cuando las personas están a pocos meses de terminar? O sea, aún así pueden postular sin haber
Sí,
terminado su...
hay una serie de requisitos que se les piden, lapan con los otros. Entonces, lo que tienes que buscar es estar libre de uno o de otro o poder sincronizarlo de una manera que puedas aspirar terminando tu ciclo de maestría. Porque recuerda, lo que les digo es, esto
Ok,
es el proceso inicial. O sea, estamos ahorita, si nos vamos al futuro, en el antes y después el después es una vez ya han entregado, que se revise y todo lo demás. Entonces, ahí es donde sí tiene que ajustar bastante el lápiz para que sus cronogramas coincidan. Porque vamos a
entiendo.
necesitar una serie de documentos de culminación de estudios para nosotros poder cerrar, ¿sí?
Mm,
Los
Muy bien.
procesos previos, si es que tienen las maestrías con nosotros.
Mm. Muy bien. Sí, y es una pregunta recurrente también que nos dicen el precio del examen de inglés y también bueno, eso lo asume cada postulante y también cuando uno gana la beca es otro monto que tiene que asumir el becario, es el precio de la postulación, ¿no? Porque ese todavía no está contemplado en la beca, es importante que
Este,
lo tengan en cuenta.
este es el que te hablé hace un rato. O
Ok.
sea, Duolingo es ahora, para nosotros poder aceptar y que tú me digas, Silvana Díaz tiene 80 y me lo
Claro,
certifica Duolingo. Pero he estado escuchando que las diferentes unidades, las diferentes universidades, creo que fueron 2 que mencionaron, que ellos exigen TOEFL o IELTS. Sí, ¿verdad?
claro, sí.
Entonces,
Claro,
eso ya es después, cuando ya tú tienes asegurado ¿cómo te diría? Tu
la
beca,
beca, claro,
ya entonces tienes que entrar en otro nivel
claro.
para
Y
poder.
también hay costos que debe asumir el becario, sí,
Ajá.
entendemos. Y también es una pregunta recurrente que nos hacen es, ¿qué pasa si me piden 80 y yo tengo 79? Eh, ya,
Ahí sí no
ustedes,
sabría o
claro,
sea, cómo explicarte que no. O sea, 79 a 80 te estoy pidiendo 80.
claro,
O sea, tengo que ser muy cerrado porque, ya te digo, es una convocatoria pública,
claro,
sujeta a auditoría, ¿no? Yo no puedo decir, es que le di la oportunidad a 70. No
claro,
sé.
sí. Sí,
El otro punto
exacto.
es la adjudicación. La adjudicación es importante que ellos tengan en cuenta que la adjudicación de la beca no garantiza la aceptación de las universidades del consorcio. O sea,
Exacto.
tienes que ir a las universidades, hacer todo lo que nosotros te decimos dentro de los requisitos que tenemos y cumplir, ¿no? Para poder entonces validar tu beca, hacer efectiva tu beca.
Exactly. And there are also some questions to our CALDO members related to get in touch with supervisors. I know that our colleagues from the different CALDO members have explained or have pointed out recommendations or the websites or the links where you can find recommendations from the universities. But if you can tell prospective applicants, your any other recommendation that you may deem convenient, maybe Gwen or David or Julie or Olga.
Obviously, I can't speak to all the institutions here, but I'm sure that
Sure.
all of us are quite similar in the way that the best way to reach out to supervisors for McMaster University, at least, is via email. Sending them an email explaining yourself, your application, and asking to set up a meeting with them going forward to talk further about it. I'm not sure if anyone else has anything to add.
Yeah. Well, I can add that, for example, in the case of U Ottawa, you need to follow the steps of contacting them by email, and also you can request the faculty the list of professors that do research, so students can see in advance who is doing what, and they can start contacting the supervisors in advance, especially prior applying. Okay, so that would be really important.
Yes, I would encourage to contact the supervisor as soon as you know that you're going to apply to any of our universities. Well, particularly to University of Alberta. It's the sooner that you contact them, the sooner you would be able to know the decision and apply to us, because at U of A, it's encouraged that you find the supervisor first before you apply. And we do have specific deadlines, and it may take longer than expected to secure a supervisor. And always contact more than one, make a list of 3 or 4 supervisors. And again, I think I mentioned that in presentation, really make it specific to the supervisor's research. So in your letter of intent, really emphasize how their research relates to your research. Make it personal and not general. Don't send the same information to all supervisors.
Okay, thank you very much, Olga. This is very, very important. And maybe Julie wants to add any other
Sure.
point?
I think we're all in a very similar boat. I think the only difference for Waterloo would be that we do have programs where you can apply with a prospective supervisor on your application. But I think to follow up what Olga has mentioned, if you have already made that connection, it is a lot easier for us to sort of fast track your application through as well. So with the support of that faculty member, especially at the doctoral level, we can definitely make sure that your offer gets out sooner rather than later.
Okay, very important. Thank you so much. And as well to our CALDO members, the audience asked about admission rate. Is there a possibility that you can give us the admission rate of typical programs or of the universities in general, of your university in general?
I think it's for graduate programs, it's very specific to individual graduate program that you're applying to. So for some programs, the admission rate can be as low as 5%, or other programs, it can be 50%. So it really is program specific, especially at the graduate level.
Okay, thank you so much.
Well, What I always tell students, because again, as Olga mentioned, it depends on the faculty and the program, but also what I always tell students that when they're applying through UAC, they should declare all of their academic information, because sometimes students think that by not declaring something will help them, but it could be the other way around. So if they say everything that they have done, all their academic path, it can help them to have a good candidacy. So that that will really help them. So yeah, I mean, I always encourage them to show all of their notes that they have, diplomas, certifications, everything they already have.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you. And well, any other recommendation from our CALDO members for a successful application, maybe to the respective programs of interest?
If I may too, I think this is probably
Sure.
repeating a little bit of what's already been said, but the earlier you begin that application, the sooner we can get to it, the easier it'll be for us to support you through. We do have to make connections with our programs. We're a little bit decentralized, so GSPA doesn't make the decision, but we support our programs in processing the applications. We support our students coming through, especially for a group like this where it's we're looking at this specific sponsored students or funded students through these government funded programs. And it's a little bit easier. So, if there's something missing and you've applied earlier to David's point, we have time to help you complete that or provide additional information. We can also help fast track it, as I mentioned. And if we need to help support that connection with faculty members, we can do what we can. There's no guarantee that we can find you a match, but we can certainly highlight the application and the benefits to them taking a look now. So just as soon as you are able to submit that application.
And just to add to Julie's point about making sure to apply as early as possible, I completely agree with that. And also, if there's any tests like English language proficiency tests that are required for entry, do make sure to provide those to us as early as possible. They are valid for up to 2 years. So if you can, oftentimes students apply and even may get admitted by the supervisor, but not get official admission, but get admission from the supervisor. But I'm missing the English language proficiency test scores. And without those tests, you cannot be offered an official offer of admission at the University of Alberta. So it is very important to plan ahead. And if there's any proficiency language test results that have to be submitted or any other required GREs or MCATs or any other tests that are required, make sure to provide those to us at your earliest convenience.
Okay, thank you so much for all this important information, recommendations. And maybe our colleague from Senacid, Luis, ¿quisieras dar alguna recomendación adicional para terminar, para que la postulación a Senacid sea exitosa para nuestra audiencia?
Quiero agradecer primero, de parte de Senacid, a nuestro equipo, la disponibilidad del tiempo de las universidades y de ustedes en Canadá. Bueno, los postulantes pueden escribirnos, creo que es más fácil así a tratar de abarcar todo, y nosotros podemos darle ya una respuesta del correo un poquito más detallada, ¿verdad? Pero sí, gracias a ellos también por el interés en nuestros programas de becas y doctorados, maestrías y doctorados. Muchas gracias.
Sí. Muchísimas gracias. Thank you, all our panelists today. Thank you for your important information. Y a nuestra audiencia los invitamos a leer muy bien toda la documentación de esta convocatoria, a ponerse en contacto con nosotros si hay algo en lo que le podamos ayudar con gusto o orientar, con gusto lo haremos. Tienen en pantalla mi correo, ya saben, graduate.coordinator@caldo.ca. Estamos muy contentos de haber compartido esta información con nosotros. Recuerden que tenemos un webinario más el próximo 3 de julio, que espero que también nos acompañen. Y anímense, aprovechen esta oportunidad, postulen y que será el financiamiento para poder llegar a los programas de maestría y doctorado en Canadá. Muchísimas gracias a ustedes, a nuestro panel, y será hasta el 3 de julio. Muchas gracias. Buenas tardes.
Muchas gracias. Thank you.
Gracias, hasta luego.
Thank you very much.